Hi folks, and welcome to this week's F3 track guide at the Nurburgring GP circuit at morning, and we're going to get some lovely dazzling sunlight into this last corner, which is really handy. So yeah, just be mindful of that. Maybe lap 2 or 3 into it, or even in qualifying, you will get blinded by that sun, but then it turns to a lovely shade of red, which is nice. Info tab for you, we're using the same setup for Nurburgring, which is what the F3 fixed series will follow. Track usage 45% and track temp 79 Fahrenheit. Degrees will be above my head. The lap I'm actually going to show you is lucky lap 13 with a 1:48.366. Did a few 48s in there, managed to get a decent time. There might be some aliens nipping into the 47s, but yeah, they're a tad bit quicker than me. Above my head will be how I get into these sessions. So I use the UI to go to the schedule, find out exactly what I'm doing next, and that always sets me up with the right settings and day and time and all that lovely mumbo jumbo, so you can practice before the week actually goes official. The other screen is my Discord, where the OLAP, BLAP, 10 sheet replay file will all be in there, and also the Google Docs to show you what track guides I'm doing over the entire season. I'll obviously update that every single season, so it always is relevant. The only other thing I need to add is I did this, I think I had 3 gallons left in the tank, so I had slightly lower fuel, but obviously worn out tyres, so take that as much as you wish. Otherwise, let's crack on with it. Right then, Nurburgring GP, and yeah, good run down into turn 1, so get a good start and be careful on the first few laps with cold tyres. We are braking just before the 100-metre board, probably a little bit before that as well with cold tyres, so just be mindful of that. So easy on the brakes, don't lock up, really bad, all the way down to first gear. Get a nice late apex, don't get the curb too much because it's a hell of a drop on the apex, so just be mindful of that. Low sprung cars like this do not like that. Turn 2 is a bit of an awkward one, so you kind of want to turn in a nice late apex, but don't use any brakes because it will rotate round because you're kind of over a crest. So just try and be gentle on the throttle and watch this off track here on the AstroTurf. Don't run too far wide, it is an easy off track to get. Just as we come down into the dip, just as the road flattens out there, we're braking very gently again, second gear, nice and easy around here, really slow the car down. You want to stay as left as you can to really open up this second part of the corner here. Short shift into third, and you can clip a little bit of curb, but be careful because it does unsettle the rear tyres, as you can see there, and you can use this service road as a little bit of an extra of a runoff, but just be mindful, too far wide, too early will be an off-tracker win. Coming down here now to the second part of the S's, and just at this service road, just as it ends, we are standing on the brakes, down a few gears and take it nice and easy. Down 1 gear, sorry, down a gear for the next one. Full throttle between the two, and then you're aiming for the end of the curb, and just as it passes over your nose, really easy to lock up and run wide here, so be cautious, but you need nice late apex again to get a good slingshot down the hill. Good overtaking opportunity down here into the hairpin, so good exit here to attack or defend will be best. Be careful of this braking zone down here. Again, it's downhill. We're going to be easy. We don't want to lock them front tyres up. So just as the white line goes in a straight line, that's where we want to brake. Get the car into the apex about mid to late corner because it is slightly cambered. Don't lock up as I did on the inside. It will be harmful, but make sure you get on throttle nice and early. You can ride this curb a little bit, but be careful because you do unsettle the car and it does bottom out. So be mindful of that. Watch this curb on the Schumacher-S as well. Do not ride it. We will bottom out and try and miss this curb as best you can. Doesn't settle the car on cold tyres, but easily flat through there, so we don't need to worry about it. Coming up to corners 7 and 8. Now, these are by far the most fun on here. So just the 100-metre board to start of the AstroTurf. You can put a tyre on it, but don't run too far wide. Get the car into the corner as soon as you can because it is nice and cambered, and be careful of the exit. If you go over the curb, it is a fun ride over there. At this point, at the corner, not really anything to go by, really. Slight graze on the brake. Again, it's downhill, so not too much brake pressure, but make sure you get on throttle nice and early because this is a good long straight for another overtaking opportunity here. Getting a good exit route out of there is going to be key to lap time because you are full throttle for an awful long way. This little kink here is easy to full throttle through there, not a problem. Be on the right hand side of the track now for the left right quick chicane version that I do enjoy as well. 50 metre, we are braking down into 5th gear. You can go down to 4th if you are struggling to get a good exit out here, but make sure you get a good solid run out of there. Going to be a lot of carnage through there if you do get the curves wrong, so just be mindful of not getting them wrong. As we're being blinded by the sunlight, just as I pause it there, that is a rough braking point. Generally, it's a distance from the corner that I use, but nice and easy through here. Not a lot of grip on the corner apex, and miss the curb and definitely miss the pit entry wall. Not very good, but 3rd gear around there. Again, make sure you get a good exit because it is a very long straight. But that is us done and dusted with the lap with a 1:48.366. So yeah, decent lap. It's actually a Grand Prix circuit, so none of the silly weaving around or anything like that on the tight circuits this week. Nice and open. There's going to be some tricky corners, and yeah, just be mindful of the downhill braking zones. There is quite a few of them on this circuit. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching, and yeah, catch you on the next one.